Have you ever woken up in the morning, placed your feet on the floor, and felt like your legs just aren't the same as yesterday? No pain, no soreness, just weaker, slower. You have to grab the chair, hold the bed frame, or take a few seconds before you feel steady enough to stand. I've met hundreds, maybe thousands, of people over 60 who describe that exact same feeling, and most of them say it with a gentle smile. Well, I guess I'm just getting old, Doc. But let me tell you something. Aging itself is not the reason your legs are getting weaker. What's happening inside your body is something called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. And here's the truth most people don't know. It's not inevitable. It can be slowed down, even reversed. My name is Dr. Robert. I'm 60 years old, and I've spent more than 3 decades working with people over 50. Men and women who used to be strong, independent, active, until one morning they realized they no longer felt confident walking down the stairs. I've seen the fear in their eyes, not just the fear of falling, but the fear of losing a piece of themselves, their freedom, their independence, their dignity. And what breaks my heart most is this. Much of that decline could have been prevented, simply by starting the morning right. I want you to imagine this. You've been asleep for 7, maybe 8 or 9 hours. During that time, your body hasn't received any nutrition. When you wake up, your system is in what we call a catabolic state, meaning it's literally breaking down your own muscle tissue for energy. And it does that quietly, day after day. Your body doesn't burn fat first. It goes for muscle, especially the muscles in your legs, because that's where most of your protein is stored. I once had a patient named David. David was 69, a retired construction engineer, tough, strong, proud of staying active. He told me, "Doc, I never thought I'd get weak just because of breakfast." You see, David's morning routine was simple. 1 black coffee, nothing else. He thought he was doing the right thing. Low calories, light start, keeps him sharp. But in reality, he was starving his muscles, forcing his body to break down what little strength he still had just to keep going. One morning, he slipped while stepping off his porch. He didn't get seriously hurt, but that fear stayed with him for weeks. When he came to see me, he asked, "Should I start lifting weights? Do I need some fancy equipment?" I smiled and said, "Not yet, David. Let's start with your breakfast." Breakfast. It sounds simple, but it's actually the reset button for your entire biology after a long night's fast. It's the golden hour when your body decides whether to build or to break down. Science calls it muscle protein synthesis, the process of rebuilding muscle tissue. If you eat enough protein, minerals, and a little bit of complex carbs within 45 minutes of waking, you send your body a powerful message. Stop breaking down muscle. Start rebuilding. David followed that advice. He began eating boiled eggs each morning. Yes, with the yolk, because that's where leucine, vitamin D, and B12 are found, all essential for muscle and nerve health. He added some oats, sprinkled chia seeds, sometimes a bit of steamed sweet potato with natural sea salt. 3 weeks later, he walked back into my office smiling. "Doc," he said, "my legs feel 10 years younger. I get up easier. I walk farther, and what I love most is I feel confident again." I'm telling you David's story not just to make you believe in breakfast, but to make you believe in your body's ability to heal itself. Because I've seen people in their 70s and even 80s walk miles every day, not because of miracle pills or high-tech machines, but because they started paying attention to something as small, as simple as the first meal of the day. So let me ask you, have you ever thought that changing the way you eat breakfast could actually protect your legs? The same legs that have carried you through millions of steps, to work, on trips, to see your children and grandchildren, to stand and cook for your family. Don't they deserve a little care every morning? I'm not talking about eating fancy or expensive food. I'm talking about eating right. The right timing, the right nutrients, and the right mindset. Because after 60, your body isn't betraying you. It's simply waiting for you to listen and respond the right way. Remember this, aging doesn't make you weak. Losing muscle does. And whether that happens or stops happening, starts with the breakfast you'll have tomorrow morning. You know, After all these years of working with older adults, I've noticed something interesting. It's not that people don't care about their health. It's that most of them are doing the wrong things for the right reasons. Breakfast is the perfect example of that. We've been told so many conflicting things. Eat light, cut calories, avoid fat, coffee is enough. And while those ideas might sound healthy, they're actually the very reasons so many people lose muscle faster after 60. Let me walk you through the 3 most common mistakes I see, the ones that quietly drain your strength each morning. Mistake number 1, skipping breakfast or waiting too long to eat. I get it. Sometimes you're not hungry right away, or you've been told intermittent fasting is good for longevity. But here's what really happens inside your body when you wait until noon to eat. Your cortisol, that's your stress hormone, is high in the morning. It's meant to help you wake up. But if you don't eat within an hour or so, cortisol stays high for too long, and your body starts pulling amino acids out of your muscles to make glucose for energy. So even if you're not feeling hungry, your muscles are. They're literally being broken down to feed the rest of your body. One of my patients, Maria, used to skip breakfast because she thought eating less would keep her weight down. But she couldn't understand why her legs felt weaker, even though the scale said she'd lost a few pounds. When we did a body scan, I showed her, "You didn't lose fat, Maria. You lost muscle." That hit her hard, because muscle is what allows you to move freely, not just exist. So now, she eats something small but rich in protein within 45 minutes of waking, even if it's just Greek yogurt with berries or a protein shake. And within weeks, she said, "Doc, I don't drag myself out of bed anymore. I stand up." Mistake number 2, the coffee and toast breakfast. Oh, this one's everywhere. I can't tell you how many people tell me, "Doc, I eat breakfast. I have coffee and a slice of toast every morning." But here's the truth. That's not breakfast. That's a habit. Coffee gives you a short burst of energy, but no building blocks for your muscles. Toast, especially white bread, turns into sugar in minutes. A spike and crash that leaves you tired by mid-morning. Your muscles can't rebuild themselves on caffeine and carbs alone. They need amino acids, the raw materials for repair. Think of your muscles like a house. Protein is your brick. Vitamins and minerals are your tools. If you start your day with just coffee and toast, it's like sending your construction crew to work with nothing but a hammer and no bricks. They'll show up, but nothing gets built. Mistake number 3, not getting enough protein, or the right kind. Most people think they're eating enough protein because they had a small egg or a piece of toast with peanut butter. But as we age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein. A 20-year-old can get by with 10 grams. A 60-year-old needs almost double that just to trigger muscle repair. Science calls this anabolic resistance. It means your muscles need a stronger signal, more high-quality protein to start rebuilding. That's why I tell my patients, aim for at least 25 to 30 grams of protein in your breakfast. It could be 2 eggs and Greek yogurt. It could be a smoothie with whey protein, banana, and oats. It could even be leftover chicken from dinner. Breakfast doesn't have to look traditional to be effective. Let me share a little secret from the clinic. When my patients start eating a protein-rich breakfast, they don't just feel stronger, they start to move differently. They sit up taller. They walk more confidently. Their balance improves. And the most beautiful thing, their eyes light up because they can feel their body responding. Now, I'm not saying breakfast alone will rebuild all your muscle, but it's the foundation, the spark that ignites everything else you do that day. When you feed your muscles first, your workouts work better, your energy lasts longer, and even your mood improves. Because believe it or not, your muscles are deeply connected to your brain health. When you protect your muscles, you're protecting your mind, your balance, your independence, your very sense of being you. So, the next time you stand in your kitchen in the morning, ask yourself, am I just eating to fill my stomach, or am I feeding my strength? Because every morning gives you a choice, to let your muscles fade away quietly, or to rebuild them, one breakfast at a time. You know, as I sit here talking with you, I can't help but think of how many mornings have quietly slipped by. Mornings where we were too busy, too tired, or too unsure to take care of ourselves first. But tomorrow morning, could be different. It doesn't take a miracle. It doesn't take a new medicine or some expensive supplement. It takes a moment, a choice to say, today I will treat my body with respect. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. Just start small. Maybe tomorrow you'll boil 2 eggs instead of skipping breakfast. Maybe you'll sit by the window with your coffee and a bowl of oatmeal. Maybe you'll take a short walk after eating, just to remind your legs that they're still strong, still capable, still yours. Because the truth is, strength isn't lost all at once. It fades in small, quiet moments, when we forget to nourish ourselves, when we tell ourselves, I'm too old, or it's too late. But the beautiful thing? You can reclaim it in those same small moments too. One meal, one morning, one choice at a time. I've seen it happen again and again. Patients in their 70s, even 80s, who decided to make that change. And every single one of them told me the same thing. It's not just my legs that got stronger, it's my spirit. So if you're watching this, I want you to remember something very simple. Your body is still listening. It hasn't given up on you. Don't give up on it. Feed it the right way. Move it with kindness, and it will respond. And when you do, when you wake up one morning and realize your steps feel lighter, your balance steadier, your confidence returning, you'll understand that you didn't just rebuild your muscles. You rebuilt your freedom. So tomorrow morning, before you pour that cup of coffee, pause for just a second and ask yourself, what would it feel like to start today with strength? Then take that first bite and know that it's the beginning of something better. If this message resonated with you, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and subscribe to our channel. Together, we can keep learning, keep moving, and keep growing stronger, one sunrise at a time. I'm Dr. Robert, and remember, age doesn't define your strength. Your choices do. Thank you for being here today. I'll see you in the next video.